Guys, I've stumbled onto something massive. Something beyond which any Game of Thrones reader has seen ever. I'm talking bigger than the Red Wedding. I'm talking bigger than the Dragon's Reawakening. I'm talking bigger than the fucking others. But they know. They know I know. But I got the upper hand. They don't know that I know that they know that I know. Oh no, wait. They're coming for me. The grey sheep. Hello everybody. Now before we get into the lovely meat that is this episode, I would suggest that you watch my video entitled A Song of Ice and Fire Magic Theory if you have not yet done so. The reason for that is because I'll be referencing it quite a bit in this video, and I'll be working on the assumption that you have watched it and that you are familiar with the ideas that I propose in said video. Now I have left a link in the description, and there's one right over here, but I will forewarn you that this was before I got my new microphone and my audio is pretty fucking terrible. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed, the intro to this video is pure hyperbole. I'm sorry. So now I'm going to assume that your ears have stopped bleeding and you are ready to understand just how I see the Meisters and the Citadel. Well, I can say this. I believe that their end goal is to destroy magic in its entirety. In fact, if I was to give a cliche concept to the Citadel's mindset, I would probably use the old chaos versus order routine. Chaos being magic and the Meisters and the Citadel representing order. Perhaps in the end they want to eliminate magic so that their own viewpoint on the world will be 100% accurate. Since magic is an inexplainable concept and the Meisters seem dead set on explaining everything in logical terms. So for the purpose of explaining my concept of the Citadel, I will be discussing three of the most predominant Meisters in the entire series. Meister Luwin, Archmeister Marwyn, and former Meister Qyburn. Meister Luwin is a classic example of how the Citadel indoctrinates its members into a sort of anti-magic cult, even if said members are not opposed to magic from the get-go. Meister Luwin studied magic, which is quite rare in the Citadel, and was ostracized for it. Now, there are many reasons as to why he could have not succeeded. Perhaps it is because he is not near a source of magic, as explained in my other video. Or perhaps the reason is that the Citadel does not teach magic, it teaches a lie to further cement the distrust for magic within its ranks. Perhaps the Citadel cultivates misinformed spells in order to dissuade people from attempting magic. So following all of this, Meister Luwin of course accepted the only other conclusion, and that is that magic is no longer existent in the world. He seems quite adamant about it when he speaks to Bran about Bran's visions and tries to dissuade him from attempting to learn magic, saying that it is a fool's errand. So in the end, I would call Meister Luwin a textbook case on how to dissuade magic from its members in the Citadel. However, I don't think this always works. Qyburn is a second example. Now, Qyburn, of course, was probably not content with just giving up on magic, which is why he eventually turned to rather dark means in order to achieve his spells. Now, if you look at the punishment that Qyburn received for quote-unquote doing a live test on subjects in the bowels of the Citadel, taking away his chain seems rather light. Surely his crimes are worthy of execution. However, I don't think the Citadel wanted him to be executed because that would have brought up too many questions. No doubt the Lord of High Tower would have wanted to know what fruition these experiments had attained. Perhaps Qyburn had actually achieved something using magic. Or perhaps not. Perhaps again he was not near a source and couldn't complete a spell. And of course the last person I want to talk about is Marwyn the Mage, Archmeister of the Citadel. Now, out of the three people I've discussed, he is unique in having actually traveled to Esteros in search of rare books. He is reported to have studied with shadowbinders and warlocks in the Shadowlands, and has even taught Miri Mazdur the secrets of the human body as well as the common tongue. Now, my idea of magic sources then only really applies to Meister Marwyn, since he is the only one who has been in close proximity to the sources, such as ghost grass in the Shadowlands. He has also been able to cast a few magic spells since the rebirth of the dragon, such as lighting the glass candle. He also seems to be at ends with the other Meisters, calling them grey sheep. And he also warned Samwell Tarly that if he goes on about prophecies and dragons, they will have him eliminated. Now that seems pretty extreme, and it shows the true motives behind the Citadel, especially now that magic is returning to the world via the dragons. No doubt they'll want to eliminate the dragons beforehand, and Marwyn predicts this, which is why he is trying to reach Daenerys before the Grey Sheep can quote-unquote send one of their agents to her. In the end, I think that the Citadel has a cult-like mentality geared towards the elimination of magic. In fact, if Marwyn the Mage did not have such a stellar reputation amongst the nobility of Old Town, I am certain that the Citadel would have eliminated him too. And lastly, the term grey sheep is quite an interesting choice of words, since sheep could represent cult members, but cult members have to have something to follow. And the question is, what has got the Citadel so riled up against magic? Perhaps something or someone is using the Citadel to further their own gains. Maybe. But that is my thoughts on the Citadel. I hope you guys enjoyed. And of course, if you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section and we can discuss this theory further. Thank you for watching. If you liked me, please be sure to hit that lovely button in the corner. If you loved me, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. This is the Mad Hatist, signing off. Cheerio!